Hi, Stampers. I'm Sandy Harka with SandyLovesStamping.com. I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for about 20 years, not quite, but almost. Today, we are going to be using a new set called Thoughtful Wishes. If you would like to get a card kit, a free card kit, to make two of each of these cards that we're making today, you can place an order using the host code in the description below. And you need to do that within a week. So you need to do that by the 30th of July. Okay. For a $50 order, you'll also get an extra set of embellishments to go with that. So a whole pack. You'll in your card kit, you'll get the embellishments you need to make the cards that we're making, but the extra set is just for you to work on all of your projects. Okay, let's get started. All right, this is the set that we are using, a fun little set, and it's got some really cute verses to go with it. This is the set of dies. So while these are the stamps, here are the dies that cut out the stamped images, and then another set that cuts out non-stamped images, which we are going to be using a lot today. All right, let us begin. This is the first card that we're going to be creating. It's using the kit a little bit differently, so I thought it would be fun to do this. All right, let's get our card base, which is opening on the right-hand side. You can give that a little scrape to make it lay flat down. And then our next layer is also on white, but it's not the thick stuff. It's just regular. And we put it through the exposed brick embossing folder. So we are just going to add a bit of glue to the back side of this and layer that on the front. Now you've got about 3/8 of an inch or so showing around the edges. So you've got quite a bit showing around the edges. You want to make sure that get kind of an even border all the way around. The next, excuse me, the next piece that's going on will be, it's a piece of gold foil that's been put through that folder, cute crochet. And so we're going to flip that to the back side, and we're going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that. Now we're popping these over at the edges, and you'll see why we're doing that in just a second. So this is going to come up about a ½ inch or so from the bottom of your embossed layer here. Just pop that on there. Then we are using the die cut, this arch die cut or arc die cut. And we're going to cut it in two. Right there where I put that white mark, that's where we're going to take our paper snips and snip that off. To be careful not to hit the leaves when you start snipping. Now we have two pieces, and these are going to go in our planter here. And so we're going to put a little bit of glue on the back side here, and just in the places that you see the most cardstock there. So this one is going to go way over here to this side. Nail that down. Now, excuse me. This one is going to go on the other side. So we're adding a little bit of glue to the back there, and we're going to pop that in right here over to the left side. Wonderful. Now we have 6 tiny flowers. These actually come from a die in the Beautiful Flowers of Beauty. I'm sorry, they're not beautiful flowers. They are beautiful, but it's called Flowers of Beauty. And we're going to put glue dots on the back of each of these. Now you can put your flowers wherever you think they look good. They don't have to go in exactly the same places that I'm putting mine. This is your card, so it should look like you like it. Now, one at a time is good. All right, there we go. We got 2 more here. Put one right there, and one last one. We'll pop it right here. Now in the center of each of these, we are going to put a rhinestone. And as I mentioned in the beginning, your card kit will contain all of the items that you see me working with here. So you don't have to worry about having any rhinestones or anything like that. They will come in your free kit. All right, one more, and we have rhinestones in each of our flowers. We have a real pretty little bow. This is that iridescent ribbon that we have in the new catalog, which I totally love. Well, I like sparkle and shine, so that always helps. And we're putting that right there, kind of at the top of our planter. And we have one last thing to pop on there, and that is a brass butterfly. This will also be in your kit. That's going to go right here, kind of between the two plants there. All right, your card is ready for sending. These are kind of easy cards today, but I think they're kind of fun too. All right, let's move this out of the way and work on card number 2, which is this one. Now you'll probably recognize this designer paper. This is the Thoughtful Journeys, which is an absolutely stunning set of 6x6 designer paper. If you don't have it, you probably want to get it. All right, let's move on to stamping then. This is the stamp that we're going to use here. We're using Pool Party and Pretty Peacock for our ink. Now we're going to open up this and ink this up really well. Tap, tap, tap. Turn it over, make sure it's all looking good. And we're going to stamp that in the middle of this. We're going to bring the top down about 1/4 of an inch and then just press. Awesome. Looks good. Moving the ink out of the way so I can get my sleeve in that. Now we're going to bring in the card base, which is thick white. I think I've mentioned before, I use the thick white for my bases because it's a little bit sturdier than the regular white. I use regular white for the rest of the layers, but for the base, I like to use the thick stuff. All right, so we're going to put a little glue on the back of that. Nail that on your card base. And again, you have a pretty wide base around here, about it's about 3/8 of an inch. All right, now we have 2 pieces of designer paper, and these don't have to be consecutive. They can be from anywhere on the sheet of designer paper. So we're going to put a little glue on the back side. And we're going to tuck that over here on this side and leave about 1/8 of an inch of your cardstock showing all the way around. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. And this is going to the left side, leaving again about 1/4 of an inch showing all the way around. Now this piece is going to be easy to pop in there because it's going to fit right between them, and we can even up those borders and make sure that they are the same on both sides. Very good. Now we are going to use a foiled iridescent dot. I can never remember the names of those things. And we're going to put one of those, excuse me, right up here. So right at the top. And then we have a pretty little bow. This is that lagoon with the gold embedded in there. You know how much I like sparkle and shine, so this is just perfect. Putting a glue dot on the knot back there, and then we're going to center that right there on the stem. All righty, your card is now ready for sending. Okie doke. Let us move on to card number 3. Now, this one is also pretty easy. They've all been easy today, right? So this one is pretty. Doing a little bit more stamping on this one. Let me move that out of the way. Now, there are going to be 3 pieces of designer paper, and they're not quite square, okay? So when you get your kit, there'll be a mark at the bottom. There'll be a little arrow at the bottom telling you which direction is down. That way, when you do your stamping, you'll make sure that you're stamping it in the right direction. All right, we're using black ink. Doesn't matter really which black ink you use today because we're not using any coloring implements. Looking pretty good. So let's bring this right kind of down to the edge there. If it doesn't make it all the way to the edge, that's fine. It's kind of where we're aiming. We're going to do the same to all 3 of these. Just like that. There we go. Let us cover up that ink. And so we have these 3. Now, I love sparkle and shine. So I'm going to take my Wenco Stella and I'm going to color in just the blossoms here. That just gives them a touch of sparkle and shine, just to add a little bit of pizzazz to it. And then we are going to add one of those foil dots to each of our squares. Well, they're not quite square, if you'll recall, but they're close. All right, we're putting this one down a little bit. And then this one is going a little bit up towards the top. So they're not quite all in the same space. Okay. All right, let's kind of move these over to the side. And we're going to grab that next layer, which is embossed with that dashing folder. Pretty awesome folder. You'll see it a lot because I really like it. Now, just to make sure that I get these all in a straight row, I'm kind of using a little ruler here. It's going to come up about 1.25 inches. You don't have to use it, but I'm pretty weird about getting things straight, and I kind of like it if they're straight, so I try. So I'm putting a little glue on the back side of this one, and it's coming all the way over to the edge. So all the way over to the edge of our embossed layer here. Now I'm going to take the one that's going all the way over to the right, putting a little glue on there. And this one also comes all the way to the edge. Nice. There we go. And this one, of course, goes in the middle. And we're going to slide that so that there's an even spacing between the right and the left on both of these. Nice. Okay. Now, we have, you see here, we have a twine and we have a bow. And I'm going to make this easy for you. So we're going to take a straight piece of twine. You see I have ink on me. Let me see if I can get that off a little bit so I don't get that on the card by mistake. Yeah, I got most of it off. That's good. So we're going to turn our card our card layer to the back side, and we're going to put a little bit of tear and tape back here, just like this. Okay. Now I'm going to move in my silicone mat just so that I don't accidentally stick this tear and tape to my placemat there. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the topper of the tear and tape. And you'll see how this works in a second. So I'm going to lay this down now. If you don't have a silicone mat, don't lay that down on your mat there. So this is going to go about right here. So I'm going to tuck this behind here and hit that tear and tape. And I'm going to string it back up here and turn that over and hit the tear and tape on the back side. All right, now if it's a little long, you can trim it off. It doesn't really matter because you're going to be covering that up anyway. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, now you have a bow that's going to go on there. This makes life really easy for you because the bow will already be tied for you in your free card kit. All right, I'm taking a glue dot and I'm going to squish it up into a little ball. And I'm going to put that on the back of the knot and transfer that right here onto your card. Now, looks like you did all that hard work, but it was really easy. Now, if your ends are longer than you like, take your ribbon scissors and trim those off. All right, let's get rid of that mat. Bring out our card base, which is, again, it's thick basic white. We're going to flip this to the back side and add a bit of glue back here. Nice. And layer that on our card base. Now, this is a nice card to have on hand because it has no greeting. And that means that you can use it for just about any occasion. All right, that is card number 3. I hope you enjoyed the cards that we did today. If you would like the card kit again, you can place your order by July the 30th for $35 and get 2 sets of each of these cards to make yourself. If it's $50 order, you'll get an extra set of embellishments. If you enjoyed this class, please like and share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And we are meeting here every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. So hopefully we will see you at the next Stamp and Go. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.